Oh, we are live. Welcome to the Four Valuable Podcast. We are back after our short hiatus. Our guys will be with us in a moment. And you already know what the topic's going to be. It's going to be college football realignment. Mike Atwater, BS top 10 list. Who should be number one? That's a debate that's going to be interesting to say the least. And the melee in Birmingham. If we have time, we might talk about Ron Rivera putting his foot in his mouth 2 days in a row over Eric Bieniemy, the guy he won. But we're going to start this show. Let's see if I remember how to do this.
Let's go.
See, hold on. Let's see if I. Okay, there we go. Hit the button.
Let's go.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys.
No, our show is on Sundays and Wednesdays at 9:05 p.m. We added 5 minutes for CP time. So just know, not 5. Give us a little grace period right there. Sponsored by Crazy Stars, Ryan Anderson's product. He's trying to make some extra money. If you're crazy, you got a straw. Get you a crazy straw. Try to tag everybody that might be listening to this. Of course, we are brought to you by Just for Men. As black men, we great. And when we great. Sometimes we might need a little enhancement to make our face look different. So Just for Men is a sponsor that has been with us for a while. If you want to get rid of your gray hair, Just for Men, get that CB4 to get you right. Just for Men.
What you trying to say?
Trying to say that we old, and sometimes we might
I'm
need
just
a little
saying,
bit.
it look like I'm the only one on here with
No. You see that right
Man,
now?
you got a little bit of salt and pepper, but you ain't like me.
Hey, Tony. I don't
What's
have no
going
problem.
on?
I ain't got no problem with it. First of all, what up, bro? Good to see you. I'm grand, maybe not as fast as you, but I ain't got no problem with it.
Boy, I've been great for a long time, boy.
Yeah, I don't have no problem with it. I actually welcome it. So
This what Fort Valley did to me.
Hey, I'm right behind.
This what Fort Valley did to me. Think I started growing like I know it was in my 20s.
I ain't start growing to my late 30s.
It's all good.
Start popping every time I
As
shave.
my motto is as long as I had it. I'd rather gray than not have it.
I heard
Never
that.
had it.
I'm with you on that, huh?
Yeah, I told my wife if I start receding this way, it's all coming off. It's all coming off, no matter what.
You ain't gonna get your Stephen A on? You already S.A. Junior.
No, I'm not S.A. Junior. I'm more woke than he is.
Good.
Don't get me started on Stephen A. Smith taking another vacation. Had a couple days with Molly on Monday and Tuesday. I'm not putting him on till he change his name.
Man, you know what? Like I was telling you when we were talking offline or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I fool with Stephen A now, man. Now that I'm listening to his podcast and I'm seeing him unleash, I really fool with him, man. I always liked him, but I really fool with him. He be going ham on that podcast, dude.
He do. I caught some of it. He be snapping.
Mike, you're not coming on till you change the name. Okay, let me get through the sponsor first. Arizona Tea, Damon, how much?
$1.
$91, 89 cents if you go to Walmart.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
All right, follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. BuyANiceShirt.com. Hook us up for homecoming. We're gonna see you there. And of course, Damon's podcast, Chop It Up. 12 episodes, right, Damon?
11.
11. Okay, 11 episodes.
Damon, hey man.
What happened to you, man?
So what?
What happened to you?
You said I got a band-aid. You see my name on the show.
Yeah,
So I got a band-aid.
What happened?
And I'll tell y'all at the end of the show, man. Just let's get the show going. Let's get the show started, man.
Oh my God.
I got this brace on. on my own. All right, y'all go ahead. Damn it. All right.
Dude, man.
Oh, man. Damon, do you see my name on the show? Do you see my name?
I don't see your name. And I don't know if I really want to see it at this point because I'm trying to do what Tony doing, but you talking to me and you won't let me hide it. You won't let me hide it, man. This
All
dude
right.
is an idiot.
Hey, Faye. Hey, man, how you doing?
Michael.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, it's hard. Shit. Oh. All right, let's go.
Last sponsor, Hennessy and Coke, Crown Royal XO, and Ginger Ale Dark Liquors. That's probably the reason why you have a
Not Crown Royal, but the Crown Royal XO.
XO, the high class XO.
The high class stuff, the good stuff.
Yeah, where you don't need no chaser with it. You just put a splash in there. Boop, done. We got a lot of show to get to because we got a lot of college football to get into. I really want to talk about Eric Bieniemy if we have time. If we have time, but college football alignment is here. It's done. Mike predicted this about a year or two ago, I believe. I want to say you did. Am I right on that? Or was this...
Yeah, you did, Faye.
No, I didn't predict this. You did.
I don't remember. I mean, we talked about it.
Fix your Band-Aid, man.
Yeah, fix your Band-Aid.
Fix your Band-Aid, man.
I can't see y'all. Y'all blacked out on my end.
Might be a connection issue. If you're on a browser, refresh.
I can see you though.
Yeah, we can see you, Tony.
Yeah, I see 4 black squares, bro. But that's cool. We'll ride with it. I can hear y'all. We'll ride with it.
Okay. Well,
that may be good. So I can hold my laughter in on all that stupid foolishness.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You did a great job. He was talking to me, and he went, "Man, I swear, God bless America."
Yeah, just conference of realignment. We talked about something like this might be happening for the last year and a half, 2 years. I was going to complain about NIL and the transfer portal. Now we got the Wild Wild West going on with these teams. I'm starting with Tony, then Mike, and Damon. What team was the most surprising to make a move through all this realignment?
Man, it's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to just pinpoint one particular team. It was really a couple teams. Like I didn't see Washington doing it. I didn't see Washington doing anything. Arizona came out of left field. You know, the buzz has been, about Oregon leaving for a minute, so I really wasn't too surprised about that. But I mean, if I had to pinpoint, say a couple, it definitely would be Washington and Arizona.
Mike?
I'm putting the blame on Texas and Oklahoma because they kind of started this domino effect. A year ago, 2 years ago, searching for the almighty dollar. The biggest surprise after Texas and Oklahoma, which Texas and Oklahoma, now that I think about it, it really ain't that big of a surprise because it's kind of within the region of the Southeast Conference. Because, right there, Texas A&M in the conference, LSU's right there, Arkansas, that's all together. But that UCLA and USC jump last year, man, to the Big Ten. Because when you just think about just think about how we grew up, man. We grew up Pac-10 football. Rose Bowl against Big Ten versus the Pac-10. The USC-UCLA jump started it all, man. And when USC and UCLA left, I knew the rest of them would leave. I knew they were going to leave. But that jump to the Big Ten a year ago for USC and UCLA, it started this whole trajectory right there, man. So we're going to be looking at games this year, Tony. We might have a USC versus Wisconsin in November. Are they going to be ready to play in that snow? Yeah, so USC and UCLA, they got it going first, man.
Let me push back a tad bit for
the SEC
Didn't Rutgers and Nebraska
And
start this?
Rutgers and Nebraska, they did go to the Big Ten, but who in the hell watch a Rutgers football game? Who watches it?
Nobody.
Rutgers don't Rutgers going to the Big Ten. It don't make it ain't no big noise.
Okay,
But when you got powerhouses like USC and UCLA and all them, Oregon, yeah, now that's when you start rattling stuff.
Syracuse to the ACC isn't as big as this.
Syracuse to the ACC.
Syracuse, Miami leaving the Big East, going to the ACC.
Not necessarily Syracuse wise, because Syracuse is a basketball. It's more known for basketball than football. See, Syracuse fit right in with
after Donovan McNabb left, because there was a good football school in the 90s.
Yeah, the Big East. You had Miami, West Virginia, Pittsburgh. You had you had all them schools.
All right, let me get David in right quick before we go back and forth. Go ahead, David.
I'm more of where the teams moved. Like Atwater said, Texas, Oklahoma makes sense because it's in that particular region. But when 4 teams jump from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten, that kind of threw me off. If you would have told me they went to the Big 12, I don't think I would have been as perplexed, if that makes sense, because it's not much of a travel. You going 3 time zones over. Mike said it best. You really think UCLA want to come to Ohio State in late November? No. That's an advantage for the kids that's used to playing in the cold. So they're going to have to get that, and then let's flip it. Jet lag for Ohio State or Michigan going to UCLA. It's a whole different thing for me. It's more so where they went as opposed they leaving.
Hey, this is my issue with it, man. Football, men's basketball, they're going to be all right. But what about softball? What about gymnastics, lacrosse, those sports, baseball?
I don't think they worried about them because what makes the money? Football and basketball.
Yeah, they make the money, but think about it in baseball. In baseball, you play a 3-game series. Can you picture Wisconsin or let me go farther east, Maryland going to UCLA, playing a 3-game series, and then got to fly back and be ready to go to class Monday morning? Let's just say they play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at UCLA. They got to fly back to class and be ready for class Monday morning. Little stuff like that, man. See, when you playing men's basketball and football, you ain't on them commercial planes. Them other sports, they ain't got their own jets and all that kind of stuff like football and men's basketball. That's the issue right there. Them sports, baseball, softball.
It's definitely gonna be an adjustment, man. But I mean, they're gonna have to adjust. I mean, basically, with the whole travel and all that stuff, it's gonna be rough, man. But I mean, college sports is becoming professionalized, man.
Yep.
There's no way around it. We've been talking about it for a couple of years. So, these kids are getting paid. Some of them getting paid millions of dollars now. So I mean, they want to
take NIL for that, Tony. Once they were able to get their name, image, and likeness and get good money for it, it became professionalized.
Exactly.
Next, I won't be surprised if they start trying to get unionized.
And that's what it's about. Saying with this realignment as well. It's about the dollars. It's about the money.
Exactly.
But
a lot of these schools that's leaving these conferences like the Big 12 and the Pac-12. The major schools that are making a lot of the money. They're basically. It started with the schools that really, because in the Big 12 and the Pac-12, if I'm not mistaken, I think the powerhouses like the Texases and the Oklahomas, they basically gave them a bigger share of the pot, and the schools that was kind of on the lower tier, just kind of got whatever was left over. So the SEC, I know everybody gets the same amount regardless of if it's a Georgia, Alabama, or if it's a Vanderbilt. I think ACC is like that too. So I mean, that's what it's about, fellas. It's about this money, man.
But y'all know something, man, and I want to make sure I think I'm correct on saying the name and saying when this happened. I think about 2 or 3 years ago, the commissioner then was a guy named Larry Scott or Larry Smith or something. He had the opportunity some years back to kind of take over the Big 12 and kind of try to run like an alliance, and he turned it down. He had a chance some years back to kind of combine with the Big 12 or kind of take teams from the Big 12 to go to the Pac-12, and he declined it. He turned it down. Big 12 came right in and scooped him up. The Big 12 reminds me, and these conferences, swapping conference, they remind me of a dead animal on the side of the road. And you know how them birds just be flying in?
Yeah.
Boy, they just be picking away. And that's what the Big 12 did. Because originally, when Texas and Oklahoma jumped to the SEC, everybody thought the Big 12 was going to be the conference that's go.
Yep. And
nobody thought that it was going to be the Pac-12. Everybody thought it was going to be the Big 12 that was going to lose team. They thought some teams were going to go to the SEC, to the Pac-12. And the commissioner went out last year and got BYU. I think he got SMU, Central Florida, Cincinnati, Houston. All them joined the conference. Then you come back and take half the Pac-12, man, it's a salute.
I was one of them, bro. I just knew that. Oh.
Yeah, I thought the Big 12 was going to fold, but it's definitely,
but you know,
definitely the other way around.
I'm gonna piggyback Tony on one thing. This money is what's making all this go around. The Big Ten commissioner is using the Big Ten network with the alliance of Fox and now NBC to get them in. You getting bigger money, you getting more pub, and you getting the viewers that are alumni that's on the East Coast. It's about money. It ain't even about if you take the NIL and you giving these kids this money for the NIL, what that it open Pandora's box for everything to be surrounded and concentrated on with the money. Period. The Big Ten is using the Big Ten network because what happened, the Pac-12, their money wasn't coming in like they thought it was with the Pac-12 network. They wasn't getting no burn. The Texas network was getting over on them. Everybody was watching everything but the Pac-12 network. So they weren't making any money. You get somebody to come in and say, we're going to give you this, and you on our premier network, not to mention 2 big-time networks consistently. It's about the money. I actually think Tony, Mike, not saying you're wrong, but I kind of lean with Tony at, because it makes financial sense, but it don't make sense to cats like us. Well, like you said, we used to seeing the Rose Bowl. We used to seeing these Pac-10 teams playing the Big Ten teams and just battles like that. It doesn't make sense to traditionalists like us. That means we gotta evolve on how we watch football now.
And the Pac-12, part of the problem with the Pac-12, man, with them TV deals and all that, Pac-12 games, they times like you may not see a Pac-12 game till 10, 11 o'clock on a Saturday night.
Exactly.
And let's just pick a Saturday where you had some really good games. Let's say you had a Ohio State against Penn State, Georgia Florida game, or Florida State Clemson. Man, by 11 o'clock, you ain't think about watching no football.
No. What's killing it also, to add into your point, that Saturday primetime game starts at 7:30 and don't be over to 11. So nobody's watching the Pac-10 game, Pac-12 game, because they're watching that primetime game there, or Notre Dame's playing at 8 o'clock at night, or LSU's playing on CBS at 8:30 under the lights. So that's what's killing Pac-12 right there also. Now,
and you know what else they tried to do, Fade? They tried to move some games to Thursday or Friday night. What's killing you by putting games on Friday night, people not understanding. People are out of high school games.
Yep.
And if you're not at a high school game, you may be out with your family somewhere or at the movies, out to eat. Nobody's really sitting down watching no college football game on a Friday night.
Friday would be a definite bad game, especially in states like Texas, Ohio, Florida, California, Georgia. primary high school football states where it's 10,000 fans in watching football. That was a terrible idea. But once again, they 3 time zones behind us. Like Mike said, by the time that Penn State Georgia game go off, Notre Dame is going to be playing somebody at 8. 11 o'clock, you nodding off. So they don't get no focus. So now it's going to be, how you going to finagle these games into this time slot?
Those games want to be like at 6, 7 o'clock in the evening.
Yep.
Which
means that's 3 o'clock. Which means on the West Coast, that's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Didn't the SEC ain't the SEC leaving CBS?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think after this year, because they leaving.
ESPN, the ESPN deal.
Yep. And then the Big Ten is going to CBS, I think.
I thought the Big Ten was going to NBC.
I thought it was CBS. I might be wrong.
See, that's
I might be wrong.
The Pac-12 could have jumped in on that CBS deal when.
That's what I said.
Only thing is, your shows like now you got your standard shows like 48 hours. That's been a mainstay for 40 years. We have to move up to another day like Sunday nights, or it might get canceled. But it's like 60 minutes. That show's not going anywhere. So you probably now we talk about programming now. We talk about what's going to be watched. So if the Pac-12 go to CBS, now you got Saturday games. Now you're still competing with ESPN, which means those games will have to be at 3:30, which is a 12:30 kickoff in the West Coast.
Yeah, Phil just said this CBS last year with the SEC, the Big Ten is on NBC. So you was right, Mike.
Well, Big Ten on NBC. Okay.
No, but they still got 3. Oh no, I'm reading up on that, but I see this article. This article is old. So yeah, this is it for the CBS this year.
Yeah, now I knew the SEC was done with them after this year. I did know that because that's all they've been talking about. Because what's his name is from here, who do all the what's his name, Gary Danielson, and he did an interview about 2 months ago on a sports talk radio up here, and he was saying that the SEC last year, and they was asking him, is he going where the SEC go? He said no, his contract is with CBS.
So wherever they pick up, he's staying there. So he might
exactly. Yeah.
And y'all know another conference that got rated that people ain't nobody even talking about? It's a Group of 5 Conference USA. Conference USA right now got like 8 or 9 teams.
Yeah, because
Houston left, Cincinnati left.
Well, Houston, they wasn't in that conference. They was in AAC.
Oh, they was in the AAC. Okay.
But see what happened, that's where this food chain happens. The teams that left the AAC that went to the Big 12, the AAC just went to the Conference USA and got some of their team. That's all they keep doing. So then my question to y'all right now before we go on, Oregon State, Washington State, Stanford, and Cal, what do you do now?
I heard a rumor, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I heard a rumor that Oregon State is renovating their stadium, and they may go to the Big West?
Mountain West?
Mountain West. They talking about leaving and going to the Mountain West. Now, Stanford, I know y'all heard this rumor talking about going to the ACC.
That makes sense.
ACC?
Yep.
What?
I swear to God.
Yeah, I heard that rumor.
It's a rumor, but they were saying that. That's what I'm saying, Mike. I don't get. That's what I'm saying, bro. None of this makes any sense as far as to cats like us. It doesn't make sense.
Stanford in the ACC, Stanford and Cal.
I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, I get what you guys saying, but it's the money.
Yeah. Besides
NFL teams travel. San Francisco play New York Giants or the New York Jets. I mean, I'm
agreeing with you, Tony. I'm with you as far as the money. That's why I get it. I'm saying to cats like us, traditionalists as far as college football, it's something we got to get used to.
It's definitely something we got to get used to.
Money. That's the first thing I thought about. Money.
But it's about the money, and I'm actually interested to see, some different games, man. I mean, if if you love football, dude, you finna see some matchups, man, that you're not used to seeing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Ohio State versus USC or Oregon versus Michigan. Yeah.
Consistent.
So basically, it's gonna be less of the fluff games. You know what I'm saying? Where you have little cupcakes on your schedule or whatever. You may have 2 or 3 real tough games. Like, not man, listen. But it's realignment, dude. It's gonna be power. It's gonna be some games every week.
Yeah.
But think about this right here, Fade, Tony, Damon. Okay, let's say Stanford or Cal join the ACC. Let's say right now,
we got
Tony, you got a son that's a junior at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech playing Cal out in Berkeley. You going?
I mean, not for that. No.
No, I'm saying your son play football at Georgia Tech. They playing the University of California in Berkeley.
Yeah.
If you ain't going, just think about the mindset. That ain't gonna be no kind of crowd in that game. First of all, those are 2. I don't want to say they lesser known Power 5, but Georgia Tech and Cal, who finna fly way out there?
The nerds.
The point makes sense, bro. I ain't arguing. I just feel like what Tony is saying is right. It's the money grab, and you will see more competitive games. You will see, and it's going to be consistent. It's going to be, you're going to look forward week 6, number 3 Oregon flying all the way to a number 5 Michigan or number 7 Penn State, and it's a night game in Happy Valley. It's a whiteout. You know what I'm saying? So you looking at more competitive games that matter more. It's going to be more weight on these games, as if it didn't need no more weight. It's going to be weight on these games, which makes it more watchable. You want to watch that. You want to see what these cats going to do. Shout out to Phil. Shout out to John, Corey. What up, fellas?
I think they need to. Well, do y'all think they need to re-examine the college football playoff setup for next year?
They're gonna have to, because it's already 12 teams. But I mean, looking at it now, you might have to put 16 in there.
Oh, that was my next question. Are they gonna push it to 16?
You probably in a couple of years they're gonna see how 12 go with the 4 buys, and then you're gonna have to do 16, 8 and 8, Eastern and Western Conference. But that flight for Stanford for Vandermeer, the coach for women's basketball for Stanford to Syracuse, that's an 8-hour flight, dog. That's an 8-hour flight.
Hey, suck it up.
41-hour drive to Syracuse from Stanford.
Suck it up. Life ain't fair. Just suck it up.
Yeah, it's a part of life now, bro. Because now it's pretty much etched in stone what's going on. Now I'm just waiting to see, are they gonna say, you know what, we just gonna go junior NFL style. All conferences is gone, East, West, realign, and keep as many traditional rivalries as possible.
Man, these conferences trying to get to the money, man.
They ain't gonna never have.
Do you know how much that? I mean, of course, SEC reigns supreme. I'm sure we all in agreement with that. That's just common sense. But do you know how much? Do you know how much money that SEC deal was, dude?
It was like what, $2 billion or something like that.
$3 billion, man.
With who? I mean, deal with what? What, the TV?
ESPN, the ESPN TV deal.
Yeah,
$300 million a year, man.
Which is why you made the deal for McAfee, and you cut a bunch of salaries.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that's gonna be in my partner shop, possibly. We don't know. We'll talk.
Yeah, I get it, Corey. I know traditions are fading, but I know we got to evolve. But I can't lie and say it is a gut blow. I'm willing to evolve because the competition is going to be stiffer, and these games going to be more meaningful to watch. The traditional side of me is hating to see this go down.
If you Oregon State and Washington State, they're not going to jump to the Mountain West. I don't think they will. And the reason why I say that, think about you going as a Power 5, you getting a share of, let's say, in the Pac-12, you're getting 25, 30 million. To now, when you go to Mountain West, you're going to get 10, 12 million? Nah.
But what do you get now? Everybody gone.
You're going to try to get into one of them other conferences. You ain't going to go to the Mountain West. If I've been used to making 30 million, now I'm going to make 10? Nah. Because what happens, when you do that, now you have to cut other programs. You ain't got no money to make it for your field hockey team and soccer team. You got to cut stuff.
But Mike, I get you. But if that was all possible, somebody would have tried to snatch him up off go.
Don't nobody want him.
That's my point. So if you used to getting 30 million and you might get 12, you might have to take the 12.
Yeah, but they ain't trying. But do what I'm telling you, Damon. When you drop in pay like that from media rights and all that, you have to cut something somewhere else.
I get that.
And some of your teams, your athletic teams, will probably be cut if you do that. If they drop to the Mountain West. Now, geographically and talent wise, Oregon State and Washington State, they fit right in with Boise and Fresno State and Air Force and all them. But when you look at the money, they're gonna be dropping $15-20 million in that Mountain West Conference.
I agree. But the problem is nobody offered or said they wanted to get them. It may be, unfortunately, man, they may be the ones that got to do the pay cuts. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, and you're right. They ain't gonna want to take it, but it's a possibility if they don't, they get nothing.
All right, so Fade, right now you are the Pac-12 commissioner. What are you doing? What's your thoughts?
I gotta say, who from the Mountain West gonna come over here first? That's the first thing, because that's geographically makes the most sense. Adding Florida State to Pac-12 does not make any sense for us flying all the way to all the way out there. So I'm looking at the Mountain West and the Big West, and I'm looking at whatever conference that San Diego State is in. Looking at them as well. I think they're Mountain West also. I'm looking at all of those schools on my West Coast right there to see what we're gonna do. If not, I'm gonna have to dissolve the conference because I only got 4 teams. There's no way we can be successful.
That's all I'm saying. And then you lose. Once the conference is gone, all that's gone. So it's gonna have to be where either I get something or I get nothing. And Mike, you dead wrong for what you got on here. You wrong. I had to say it because I just seen it. You wrong. I know you took the Band-Aid off, but that right there, that's wrong.
I'm crying out for help. What's next, Fade?
You crying?
All right, so
you crying out for help? You wrong, Mike.
So Mike has a top 10 list of college football teams going to this season. Mike.
Oh hell. Oh man.
Oh man.
It's your rundown. I'm just gonna buy what you got on your rundown.
No man, you just finna throw shots. That's what he finna do, Tony.
He finna throw.
So I came out with a Folk Valley Boy preseason top 10. I had Georgia 1. I had some people saying something about the Dogs being 1. I had Michigan 2, USC 3. I think Alabama was 4 on mine. Well, Alabama might have been 3. USC, and I want to say LSU.
Hold on, I'm finna get it, Mike. I'm finna get it.
Is it USC?
Fade joined in with his big brother ratio.
Here you go. Mike, here you go. Mike, you listening? Here you go. Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Bama 3, USC 4, Ohio State 5, LSU 6, Florida State 7, Penn State 8, Texas 9, Oregon 10.
Okay, you said Bama was 3?
Road Tide.
Road damn Tide, Fade.
Don't know how. USC 4. I'm putting in the chat. That's why I'm trying to. He said OSU 5. Who was 6?
LSU.
LSU was 6. Okay.
FSU was 7.
Okay.
Penn State was 8.
Okay. FSU 7.
Penn State 8. Texas 9, and Oregon 10. Until Georgia is dethroned, I don't have an issue with them being number 1. I don't. Take them off that throne. Beat them. I don't see no problem with keeping them number 1. They 2-time back-to-back national champions. Beat them.
I told people, man, if you were going to catch Georgia, you should have caught Georgia last year. When they lost all them guys from that starting defense, you should have caught them last year.
You got to beat them. Until you dethrone them, they should be number 1. Now, I'll say this. I think you will have issues even though it's Ohio State because they're bringing in another quarterback, although he's a beast. Do you think USC probably should be ranked a little higher? Maybe.
USC got
because
they got a Heisman Trophy winner, dog.
Huh?
USC got a Heisman Trophy winner. That's enough said right there.
Right. That's why I'm asking, should they be 3 instead of 4? Because he is coming back. Wouldn't that give them the slight edge over Bama? I understand why you got Michigan too, because they loaded and they got a lot of people coming back. I get it. But I'm saying with USC, wouldn't it be a slight edge over Bama? Because they got the Heisman Trophy winner back.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Defense still sucks. If anybody, LSU should be 3, 4. If you're not going to put them in the top 2.
And Bama still Bama.
I don't know what these boys think about, Tony. These boys taking Nick Saban, Alabama for granted. Better tell them.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, I'm looking at. I know who Nick Saban is. I'm just looking at returns.
No, I get what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying, but I mean, you know, Alabama, they got some folks. They got some folks over there too.
And I'm looking at. I mean, Florida, Penn. That's who people need to watch out for.
Penn State?
Penn State. I'm nervous about them.
You've been saying that for 10 years. Ain't doing nothing.
They got a defense. What you say, man?
I said we would say look out for Penn State for 10 years. They ain't do nothing. They ain't busted great.
Good point.
I can't even argue with Fabe on that one now.
Great point.
No, they loaded. Penn State loaded this year though.
Yeah,
and they stay loaded and they stay losing in big bowl.
No, they don't stay loaded. And I get what you're saying. It's a nice funny. It's a knee slapper. But I'm telling you, Penn State loaded though.
Yeah, they
don't
got a 2-headed running back coop.
Head.
Don't sleep.
When last time they beat Ohio State? When last time Penn State beat Ohio State?
Get his ass, Fade.
When last time where my producer at?
You ain't hurt my feelings with that.
I know. I'm not hurting your feelings. I'm just saying, when last time they beat Michigan?
3 years ago.
And
I think they beat Ohio State like 2 years ago.
They did.
Once out of what? Last 8-9 years?
I get it. You don't like James Franklin. I don't like James Franklin. But
What's wrong with James Franklin?
I like Franklin.
I like Franklin. He got fired a couple years ago for the scandal that happened.
Well, what I do like is his defensive coordinator hire. I do like that. And they got a lot.
I'm saying, what problem y'all got with James Franklin? What did he do?
To me, I don't, as a person, I'm not saying that. To me, sometimes he kind of screws the pooch a little bit in certain games.
Like, he has a little bubble.
One thing Fabian said that is so true. A majority of the time, Penn State is usually ranked in the top 10 preseason. They're usually ranked in the top 10. And there's 1 or 2 games that Franklin gives away per year. That's what I
James Franklin is the East Coast Mark Richt. That's who he is. Never could get over the hump.
A lot of people didn't like Mark Richt, unfortunately. For that very reason that you're saying.
Has Penn State won a Big Ten championship? Have they played for the Big Ten title before?
They won it, I think,
4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
I'm not saying he don't win. What I'm saying is every year there's a game or 2 that they supposed to win, and he jacks it up. Case in point, when they played Michigan, why didn't you kick the field goal? Why did you go for it and you get a turnover? Fake the field goal, and Michigan was looking for it. That's what I'm talking about. It's certain things that you do that I don't understand why he doesn't. And he does that at least once or twice a year. And he had teams like this that this year they're stacked. That's all I'm saying.
I think Penn State, man, let me just defend them real quick.
Stacked this year.
I think Penn State is one of them caught between the rock and the hard place because you're playing in the same conference with Ohio State and Michigan, man. And it's just, but let me also say this. When Michigan and Jim Harbaugh were kind of down, Penn State, you had your chance. You had your chance to kind of, get up there with Ohio State, and you didn't take advantage of it.
You're actually agreeing to a certain extent what I'm saying. He had, I just, it's certain things that he does. Now, what he did do, like I said, his D coordinator, great hire. I'm just hoping that and see, this year the game is at Penn State. And
They're gonna beat one of them.
yeah, I tell you what's gonna be a
I'm telling you, I'm telling y'all keep going saying that Penn State. Penn State gonna beat either Ohio State or Michigan. They gonna beat one of them. They ain't gonna lose to both.
That's gonna be a good one. I think that's gonna be a good one. Penn State, Michigan is gonna be a beast. If everybody healthy, that's gonna be a beast.
The last time Penn State won the Big Ten championship was 2016. They were 11-3. They lost to USC in the Rose Bowl.
In the bowl game, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that? 8 years ago? 7 years ago?
7 years ago. And if you look at his bowl record in his last 6 bowl games, he's 3-3, but 3-4 in his last 7.
Yeah, you got a better bowl record than Jim Harbaugh.
See, they got Ohio State in Columbus, and they got Michigan at home.
Yeah,
they got Michigan at home.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the better one of the two, Tony, because I've been looking at Penn State, and they got a returning offensive line. Their D line is not as big, but they fast. They corners, they did lose a couple corners, but their linebacking core is good. They got that 2-headed running back combination, and they got a quarterback that they really hound. So I'm saying if they get rolling, don't slip on them. Don't slip on them. And these transfers Michigan got, I think Harbaugh, he was smart going to get them kids that want to come. His defense may be pretty good this year. They raving about it, and they really talking about putting Edwards in the slot, 2-back, type of stuff. And they got some what they call them quirks in their offense. So
they're doing too. Michigan doing. I know that's your squad, man. They're doing too much woofing for me.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of talking.
They're doing a lot of talking.
They're doing a lot of talking.
Talking about they got Georgia. They talking about they got Georgia days at practice, Ohio State days at practice. Stop all the woofing, man.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Shut your mouth when it comes to Georgia. Shut your mouth. Know your role. Shut your mouth, like the Rock says. Shut up. For real. Know your role. Shut your mouth, jabroni. You ain't ready. You weren't ready for that. I will give them a little credit for the Ohio State. I still think they need to just do what they do. Harbaugh has built a team that can win the Big Ten. What he didn't build was a team that can win the national title. And Ryan Day does a great job of that. It's just that he got to go back to what Urban Meyer was known for, physicality.
Tell him again, Philip.
Be the man.
Like I said, bro. I don't have Michael Atwater's number 1. You want to take him off the number 1 spot? Beat him. Period.
So we got a lot of. So Fort Valley Boys going to have their picks for the college football championship in a couple weeks when the season starts. We got to get to the Melee in Montgomery. The Melee in Montgomery. If you have been living
shall overcome.
A chair. It's
It's
still a
still
chair.
It's not a chance.
An house.
It's not a house. Hey, y'all. Hey, Tony. Somebody put up, if I could find it, I swear to God. You remember when my man threw the hat up? They said Thundercats, ho, and they I hollered, bro.
Oh no, I ain't seen that one. I saw.
Well, all you heard is when Cuz threw the hat up.
Yeah.
Oh, and they came out of nowhere. My man swam across. I say, whoever thought of that was a freaking genius. The internet is undefeated, bro.
No, the internet undefeated, man. I ain't see that one. The one I saw when he threw the head up in the air, it was like a little the Batman symbol. Like you call him.
Hey man, the internet been on fire all week,
bro. Of Corey, I was dying when I seen that. I thought I was gonna pee on myself, man. When he threw that head up there, he said Thundercats, oh, and they came. I said, oh, y'all people ain't got nothing to do, man.
Let me
Y'all
just say
wrong,
that black folks do not need internet after big events.
man.
The
But you know
government
they
can
didn't
just shut
charge
the phone
nobody.
down.
I just seen that they didn't charge anybody with a hate crime.
No, you can't.
Yeah, that was all out. I tell you one thing, them folks seeing all them brothers come running, like they kind of changed their mind.
Boy. Hey, when you see somebody coming with their shirt on and they pulling their shorts up, better run.
Hey, and Cuz swam quick too. It wasn't no light swimming. He was like Michael Phelps. He was swimming, Cuz. I'm talking about like Philip. He swam, bro. I mean, he got over there quick, and he was 16. He got over there quick. I said, yep. And then Cuz with the chair, man, I felt sorry for that lady. He rung her bell, bro. I'm talking about her bell.
Hey, D.
Yeah.
Is it Corey Green? Is that Corey?
No, that they know each other though. My roommate was Corey McFarley.
Okay, okay, that's right. I couldn't remember his last name. Okay.
Yeah, bro. They know each other. I chopped it over with Corey. When was that, Corey? What, a couple months ago? And he figured out, he was like, man, we all went to school and I didn't even know you was cool with my boy like that. I said, yeah. That was my roommate. I'm talking about
man. That was my dog, man.
Yes, sir. I talked to him about. I talked to Corey McFarley about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
He's from the Columbus. He looked the same. He just got dreadlocks all the way down his back, bro.
What?
No lie. Pretty little daughter. He got dreadlocks all the way down his back.
Well, he was the wave king at Fort Valley.
That threw me off.
Hey, Damon, does his dread touch his ass?
We're not gonna
man,
talk.
Chill out, man.
Oh.
Chill out, man.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we don't.
All right. All right. All right. Okay.
I think the underlying question for Mike, I'm gonna get this in
I
quick.
hate this dude, man.
We just go high when they go low.
Yeah, Faye, that's all we can do, man.
My bad. Okay.
Mike asked the question: how does this look on Black America? This look like Black America. Ain't nothing wrong. We defend ourselves because the other
That's
vote.
what it look like to me. I don't have no issue with them what they did.
Because they wouldn't dock and wouldn't move. They wouldn't move out the way for that other boat to park. And
the security guard wasn't doing nothing but his job.
I heard today, and I don't really know how true this is, but I heard today that security dude was talking to them for like about 45 minutes to move that boat.
And
like I knew that's what it started about, but I ain't realized that it was that long. Where he kept telling them over and over and over again.
But he decided to move it himself because he was doing his job, and they came over there with that crap. Did you see the white dude that was swole up, both eyes dotted?
Yeah.
He said, "I didn't know that 50-year-old man can throw hands." Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You keep looking in that mirror that day, I bet you'll think again.
Only problem I had with it, man, and even though they need to go and put that chair in the Hall of Fame, but it shouldn't hit that one with that chair, man.
No, he should.
I mean, enough is enough. Now y'all gonna whoop them and jump on them, but when you hit them with a chair like you on WWE, now that's a problem. And he hit her twice.
He hit her 3 times.
Hey, man, one of the memes I got, they got Jim Ross voice in the background where they showing him with the chair, man. I'm gonna send that to y'all in the chat, man.
Man, it's crazy, man.
I know y'all gonna appreciate it, especially D. Hey, bro, man, when I tell you I almost fell out the bed, dude, when I was watching that, dog, I couldn't help.
Crazy. When I was laughing, I had my son cracking up because he a big wrestling fan. I had my son cracking up. I said I wouldn't be surprised if somebody put Stone Cold music behind that. He coming out, don't hit that woman in the head. Man, he hit her so hard, bro. I said, man, and then she got up though.
Yeah, and you can hear Jim Ross because you know that's common in wrestling. So man. Jim Ross like, don't hit him again, and all you hear, boom, man. You gotta see it, dog. You gotta see it.
Yeah, I thought he was wrong, man, for hitting a woman, but when he was clearing everybody's car, he came out that chair swinging. They had this dude on Instagram. he went and got a chair tattooed on his arm. Then I seen a meme, Martin Luther King, the what's the name, in Washington D.C. and he holding the chair in it, man. I say, y'all, wow, man.
Hey man, if y'all want to laugh, go look up Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Oh,
He
yeah, I seen
interviewed the chair.
Yeah,
Man.
uh,
Good gracious of life, boy. Man, y'all gotta check that out, man. Does it look bad for Black America? I don't think it look bad. It's just what it looked like is what we've been trying to tell y'all white folk for decades and centuries. We ready at any time.
Yeah.
At any time.
What it tell?
And I guarantee you, they did not know that man, and they came to the aid of that dude.
I
guarantee you that.
I'm gonna tell you what it tell me, and you hit some of it. What it tells me is that enough is enough. The police ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't nobody else gonna do nothing. We take them out as in our own hands. We tired. You done did enough to us. We done went to jail and did all the stuff. If that was roles reversed, they'd have went and hunted every black person down and gave them 10 years apiece.
You already know,
bro. That's what I got out of it.
You already know too.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it. Enough is enough. If you don't want to do it, we gonna do it. That's what I got out of it. And I ain't mad. It's only so much, man. They used to say you poke a bear long enough, he'll kill you. Don't corner a Wolverine or it'll attack. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep poking the bear and think the bear ain't gonna get at you.
It's bad enough. It's bad enough. We got to deal with the police and stuff like that, dude. We're not gonna let no ordinary white man put their hands on us like that and jump on us around other black folk.
Exactly. And the sad part about it, that port was a slave port. That made it worse.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they just had a rally like the night before for Trump or something out there.
They did. All that stuff starting to come out.
For real?
Yeah. It was a rally there, bro. Now I heard that earlier today. But I'm saying ain't nobody gonna keep taking you poking at her, man. You ain't gonna keep doing that, man.
Look at Fade with his getting his producing on. I see you, boy.
He got the chair. The chair was invented by a black man too. The folding chair.
I saw one where somebody they just got their concealed permit and dude had a chair on his hip. They've been wilding, man. They've been wilding.
They got one dude swinging the chair around, talking about he gonna be like Conan the Barbarian. He's swinging it like Conan was swinging a sword. Man, the stuff they was putting out, man, I was in tears. I was laughing so hard.
Well, Faye, let me ask you this question. Let's reverse it real quick. How should white America look at this? If you're white America, how should you look at the melee in Montgomery?
I need some damn chairs.
Oh man, God. Hey.
Or maybe we should have just moved the boat when the security officer asked us to move it, because the other race loves to say we believe in black and blue, we love in blue, believe in blue. You knocked that man out. He threw the Avengers signal. He did the Doctor Strange. He did the Doctor Strange. Everybody came out the portal.
Man,
he did the portal.
I mean, it was like the Avengers, man, when they fought them things that came out of the Hulk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's another one. That's another one of the memes on this about the Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but it's like that. My favorite part of the one movie, not Endgame, but the first Avengers, when they say, "Dr. Banner, you ready?" He's like, "I'm all ready."
Smash.
And he pushed that Leviathan, bro. It's only so much we gonna take, my man. Period. It's only so much we gonna take, bro. It's only so much we gonna take, and right now we beyond what we can take. So a lot of us just lashing out because it's just you done pushed us to the limit to where it's like, okay, we gonna handle this my way, and y'all ain't gonna like how I handle it. That's what it is.
One more before we get to the party shop. I really want to get to Airbnb, but time has passed us. I don't think we're gonna get. It's gonna be too late to get a conversation. We definitely need to bring that in next week, Mike, if we want to. But that's one we need to talk about Airbnb and Ron Rivera.
because I don't like what
Oh,
Rivera
oh,
said.
I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it on my part. Shot.
I
All
don't
right,
like
yeah.
what he said, bro. I don't.
Since you ain't gonna touch on it, I'm gonna talk on it.
No, I want to touch on it, but we ain't got time. So if you want to hit it on your partner shot, you can. Matter of fact, that's
No,
what
let's
we
crank it up. 'Cause I mean, I wanted to hear. I ain't know what was going on about Airbnb and Ron Rivera. So y'all don't mind.
Hey, it's a little time. Let's just hit on it real quick because I don't like what Rivera said. He kind of throwing Eric Bieniemy under the bus, talking about he too strict, he this, he don't know how to talk to nobody, blah blah blah. Man won multiple Super Bowls, coming to a BS franchise.
I don't really think he threw him under the bus, but I definitely think it was poor leadership, and I think it was definitely something that he had to put out there. But go ahead and introduce the topic, Fabe, so everybody know what we're talking about, and get especially at war.
All right.
It was messed up, bro. I hear what you're saying, Tony. I think it was somewhat poor leadership, but
Faded, tapped out. So basically, what happened was Ron Rivera brought up at his PC yesterday that a couple of players came to him and was complaining about Bieniemy and his style, saying that he was aggressive and they wasn't used to the yelling and and all that stuff, man. So of course, the media got their media on when they ran with it, and it turned into a trending topic, saying across sports media, yesterday and today. So that's what happened at Water. Damon, what you think about it?
I don't like it because here's why I don't like it. We talking about a former offensive coordinator to a multiple Super Bowl winning team, and he's bringing what he feels needs to be brought to a let's just call it a spade a horrible franchise. Let's just call it what it is. Is it traditional? Yeah, they won a Super Bowl with Gibbs. Okay, I think we was kids when they won a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So you got a guy, and I mean, here's a dude that has a very good offensive mind. He's won Super Bowls. He can get you over the top. If he yells, he yells. It works. You guys are getting paid. I know y'all don't want to get yelled at. I understand you making your money, but you suck. Let's just call it what it is. You terrible. You ain't won nothing. You ain't been about nothing. Only thing we know about the Washington football team is two things. Snyder sold the team, and he was a putrid slut when he owned the team. Let's just be honest, bro. They can't keep chasing unhealthy. They can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't have anything to be complaining about. It do need to be some type of new type of foundation and a new voice in that locker room. And Bieniemy may be that voice. Period. And Rivera, as a guy that played on the 85 freaking Bears, I thought he would probably cherish it. But I guess not.
So here's my thing. I don't think Ron Rivera had an issue, with it. I mean, he even said today he had to expound on it, and of course, some of it may be a little bit of PR, damage control, or whatever. But I take him for his word. I think it was just something that he brought up in conversation yesterday, man. That shouldn't have came out because of how the media run with everything, man. But basically he put it out today saying that that's why he brought EB here, and that he didn't have an issue with it, and that actually they've had some of their best practices they've had in a long time the past couple of days. I guess after they got adjusted to him, and they got used to him. So I mean, that's my issue, man. My issue just is me as a coach, man. You got to show better leadership than that. You know the times that we live in. You know there was no reason to put that out there, man.
I
You know
agree.
you brought this guy over here. He knows the situation EB's in. He knows that EB wants to be a head coach, and that he's been passed over for multiple seasons on getting that opportunity, and that he left Kansas City, made a lateral move to come to Washington just so that he can get out of Andy Reid's shadow and hopefully, produce some fruit and hopefully get to what his ultimate goal is to be a head coach. And for you to throw that out there, man, just it's not helping, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not helping. There was no need for that. There was no need to put that out there, man. There was no need for him to put that out there, man. So that's my issue. I don't think it was. I don't think it was intentional. I think it was just a. I think it was just a mistake. But if that mistake had consequences, man. And it already hurt. He's already got a bad reputation, and that's just kind of adding to it.
Gotcha. I
And
get
put this
that.
in, put this in more perspective. The GM Ryan Post in Chicago came from Kansas City and didn't even give Eric
Yeah,
Bieniemy an interview.
yep.
Didn't
They
get an
didn't give me an interview.
Yeah.
And Ryan Post is a black guy. Just for those out there that don't know
Hmm.
Ryan Post. But just my thoughts on before we get to our party shots. I think Ron Rivera, he's on the hot seat to me with new ownership. This is his last year. I think this is gonna be his last year. If they're not 9-8, 10-7. I think they'll fire him and replace him with Eric Bieniemy. That's my hot take on that one.
I think I'm with you on that, Faye.
I think I'm
Yeah,
with you on that too,
I'm
Faye.
with you on that one.
I usually push against you with the whole trying to fire every damn body, Faye. But
Yeah.
I'm actually on board with you on that. I think this is last year.
Yeah,
One way, unless them boys do something miraculous, like
So,
win the NFC East, which
yeah,
I know they're not gonna do.
right.
I think this is last year.
I'm with Faye totally on that one.
Yeah, I'm with your favor on that.
I think he was a lame duck coach at the end of last year.
I'm surprised new ownership didn't go ahead and fire him after but they finalized the sale too late for him to be fired. So that's just a unfortunate tragedy where we have a minority coach putting a foot in the mouth, basically putting another minority coach out on Front Street. Just to put like that, get two minority coaches. Airbnb, he should have a job. I don't know why you don't. Byron Leftwich, he knows now the mistake he made. He should have took the Jacksonville job when he had the chance. Should have took the Jacksonville job instead of Brad Peterson. Not Brad Peterson. Peter. I know it's Peterson. I just can't remember his first name. But Byron Witches. I don't think he's working anywhere, right, Mike?
I don't think he is.
He might be at the shrimp boat right now.
Could be.
Old Brown Derby.
Shrimp boat. Boy, I tell you.
I'm not that boy Pepper.
The shrimp boat.
All right, let's get these party shots. Tony, you first.
I want to give a shout out to Mike Vrabel. I really plan on going a different way, so I can't really give the guy, the assistant coach his proper due, because I don't have it right in front of my face. But since we talked about the EB situation already, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and give Mike Vrabel his props, because he announced yesterday that he's going to allow the opportunity to his coaches on the staff who are black the opportunity to be the head coach in a upcoming preseason game, and that he's going to be like the assistant coach. Definitely think that's dope. Giving them boys an opportunity to shine and show what they could do. I don't really know how much that would help in the preseason game, but nonetheless, it definitely, if not anything, gives them experience, and hopefully, there's a catch on throughout the league, or maybe he give them the opportunity during the regular season or something of that nature. Who knows what it turned into, man? But definitely shout out to him for understanding you know what minorities are up against, and continuing to keep that in the spotlight and continuing to keep that at the forefront. Definitely shout out to him, man.
Terrell Williams is the name of the coach that will be coaching on preseason game.
Okay,
Terrell Williams.
okay. Thanks, Fade.
All right, D. Rondo.
Yo, we brought it up earlier, and I was kind of doing some work, looking at reading, doing some things like that, and I seen a few things that a few of the Michigan players were saying. Blake Corum, national title or bust. I don't really have a problem with that, but the Georgia stuff, the Ohio State stuff, we practice this and practice that. I'm not. All the fellas on here, they know me. I don't like all that talk. I'm not the one for all that talk. Did you beat Ohio State the last few times? Yeah, more power to you. But they beat you quite a few before then. Just go out there and do what you need to do. You have one of the best teams you done had probably since '97. Probably. I'm not saying it's a '97 team, but it's enough talent on both sides of the ball that you can do some things. Go out there and do the work. Go out there, win some games. Stop all the talking. Stop all the talking. Because you talk yourself into a beatdown against TCU. 3-3-5. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. And they march. I don't want to hear no more talking. Go out there, put your pads on, line up, and play what you call Michigan football and win the games. I don't want to hear no more talking.
The boys saying they want Georgia, man.
Be careful what you ask for, bro.
Got a Georgia day in practice.
Ask for, bro. Just because Georgia lost Stetson Bennett, don't think they ain't got a 5-star and waiting ready to take over. Don't go out there and just play football. I don't have a problem, like I said, with Blake Corum. He got hurt. National title or bust. He'll feel like the season is a bust. They don't win it, make it, whatever. I would probably say the same thing. All that other talk, stop, man. Stop. Go out there, line up, play football.
Michael.
Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, Josh Hart, Austin Reeves, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Bobby Portis, Walker Kessler, Pablo Banchero, Brandon Ingram. Those are your Team USA FIBA World Cup squad in 2 weeks. Some NBA players that's going to be representing. Giannis will be playing. Luka will be playing. So my question to Ian, my parting shot, Steve Kerr is the coach. With the squad that I just mentioned, can Team USA win the gold medal? You got zero chance. Once again, you got Jalen Brunson, Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, Josh Hart, Austin Reed, Cam Johnson, Brandon Ingram, Bobby Portis, Pablo Banchero, Walker Kessler. I'm missing one too. They got another big, but that's their squad to go represent us to win a world championship. Y'all say everybody say no.
I think they can do it.
That's a tough one. I thought what's his name was on there. I guess not. I thought I saw Cade Cunningham practicing with him.
He's on the select team.
Cade Cunningham was on the select squad that beat them today.
Gotcha.
They beat them. Cade Cunningham and Chet Holmgren and all them, they beat them today.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Ouch.
I seen Chet. He put on a couple pounds of weight. Cade put on a couple pounds of weight and fine-tuned his jumper. I don't know, Mike. I don't know. I ain't gonna say zero chance. I don't know.
No, I still
You
think
said zero fade?
I still think they got a chance though. I do.
You said 1%, right?
Yeah, they'll play about 6 or 7.
Oh, well, that rough that fade. God damn.
You got no stars. You got no shooter. Okay.
Cam Johnson can shoot.
Anthony Edwards is a star. Don't do that.
A star that still can't shoot.
Who can't shoot?
from the perimeter. Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards can't shoot on the perimeter.
Look like he worked on his shot the last year.
Come on, Fade. You
It may
think
not
they go?
be consistent as he need to be, but he think he can play. I mean,
If you think they're gonna lose, you think they're gonna lose, man. But let's not do that, man.
But if you think about it, the way you play basketball now, Babe is right. You need shooting, but the way they spread the court, a lot of times they spread it so some cats like Brunson and all of them can do damage, and Parcello can work outside in. So it's possible. I give them a chance. I'm not gonna say they're gonna blow through. But I ain't gonna say they don't have zero chance.
Man, with Edwards and Brandon Ingram, they got two flat out scores right there. They got a shot.
Yeah,
Ingram and Edwards, man, they got a shot with them two scores right there.
right. Halliburton ain't bad either, though.
Yeah, Halliburton. Yeah,
Halliburton ain't bad. That's a really good point guard because he can score, but he is a guy that will pass that peel in the right spot. I'm not saying they don't have a chance. I'm not gonna say that.
I see what Faye's saying though. We don't have stars. Really not like stars over there.
That's true.
We ain't got no superstars, but we got stars.
Yeah, we got some light bulbs.
This is
That's light bulbs.
It's the difference between a superstar and a star.
That's true.
They got stars. They just don't got no superstar. But the superstar don't even they really don't come out for the world championships no more.
Which is why we won't win it. All right, let me get my part shot in right quick before we go. As you know, Undisputed lost Uncle Shay Shay back in June after the finals ended. And they decided to go on that full hiatus. I mean, like they went on a Bernie Mac break. We break. So what we do? We break. So they said we ain't come back to August 28th. So the last couple of days, some news trickling out that Richard Sherman is going to be one of the hosts on Undisputed, doing 50 to 100 shows. Now, Rachel Nichols is going to be doing some shows on there. Now they're trying to Keyshawn Johnson or Michael Irvin. If they get Michael Irvin, that's going to be a treat right there. So, but I just want to show you some footage from Richard Sherman when last time he was on there with Skip. That was show the footage. It blows up.
I mean,
I'm better than
It's
you
easy.
in life.
I remember it's so easy to look at these videos and think he's really funny. Back when he was on the Seahawks, and it came off kind of mean towards Skip Bayless, but this video is one of the best throwbacks of all time.
you can aspire to, you will never accomplish. You have never accomplished anything. So, but those things are on my resume. Those are what I've done. It's my second year in the NFL, going on my third. I mean, you tell me who's wrong.
Okay, I'll accept that. I think I've accomplished more in my field than you have in yours, though you're just getting started.
So I'm the top of my field. So I'm all pro. I'm the best, one of the best 22 players in the NFL. You're going to brush it off, but I don't think you're the best 22 anything in sports and in media and anything. I think
That's
you
debatable.
think more of yourself than you actually can, prove. But
Okay, do you
I'll
think
put it
you're
like
better
this.
than
I'll put it
Darrell
like this.
Revis is right now?
In my 24 years of life, I'm better at life than you.
I'm better at life than you. Richard, how has your career gone over the last 5 years, dog? Ever since y'all lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl, y'all have not made a conference championship since then. You were at your in-laws' house acting a fool. Mental health, with mental health, I get it. We'll chart it to the game. You played with Tom Brady and got knocked. You didn't even play the last couple games of the season when you were here. But you got to give with Skip basically who you can't stand. I'm not dogging you out. You got to eat. You got to do what you got to do. But will this work? Are you going to make it 50 shows with Skip, dog? 50 shows, you do 5 a week. That's 20 a month. That's the whole football season. Are you going to be able to make it a whole 5 months through the Super Bowl 50-58? Rachel Nichols, you going to backstab any more black women while you on there too? You going to backstab some black women while you're on the show? What are the black women going to stab? Joy Taylor don't even do Undisputed no more. She got her own show, Speak, which is doing terribly. Got the same amount of views as the Perry Carton show, got 161,000 viewers. But that's neither here nor there.
Hey, so I ain't click on it, man. I'm just trying to get some clarity because I saw the news headline about Rachel Nichols. So I thought maybe she was gonna be the moderator or something like that. She's gonna so they getting ready to do a first take where they gonna like basically rotate.
That's my point I was about to make. Undisputed, y'all took 2 months off to copy first take, which you already copied since you've been on the air for 7 years. Because Jamie Horowitz left ESPN to go with Skip to pop FS1. Skip, you that hard up that you can't think of your own ideas out. This your show. You copy Stephen A. Smith, you thought it out. Stephen A. Smith talk about he made the show, which you told him. So we're gonna have Lil Wayne gonna be a weekly contributor.
Yeah, exactly. He gonna be on there on Fridays. Man, they wildin', man. Man, Stephen A need to address that, man. I hope he address that, dude. I swear I do on this podcast.
Before we go, I got one word for Lil Weezy when he go on the show. Stay off the weed.
Man,
They got Michael Irvin on there too. Michael
And
Irvin, he gonna be doing every Monday.
Oh wow, Steve!
So he is gonna be doing Undisputed. It's official.
Yep, it's official. He gonna be doing every Monday as of right now.
Oh wow, ESPN didn't want to bring him back. That's too toxic.
You want to know why? Because they didn't want to have to eat crow. They fired him wrongfully. They don't want to have to eat crow.
They gotta snatch snatch Shannon now, man.
They gotta get Shannon.
They gotta get Shannon now, man. Ain't no if and buts about it. They gotta get Shannon now.
I actually think this is just me, fellas. I ain't seen this. I actually think they're in negotiations right now.
Oh yeah, they are. Stephen A. talked about it.
Oh, he okay.
Yeah, he talked about it.
I actually think they gonna put him on first take, bro.
But will Shannon take 1-2 days a week though? That's the question.
I think he should because I think that'll give him more time to focus on what he want to do. You know what I'm saying with his podcast and his platform.
Because he making a killing with his podcast.
And I was about to buy something here. Look, that shit cost $100. No, dog, I'm good. You know what? That's about the XO. It's 40% of the price. That's our show for tonight. We're back better than ever. Hopefully, we'll have better news than what the NCAA went through this week. We out.